But it wasn't until 13 years later, in August 1991, that Dahmer was finally apprehended after one of his potential victims escaped from his Milwaukee apartment. Once in custody, Dahmer confessed to killing 17 young men and boys. The man whose job it was to prosecute the relentless killer was Milwaukee District Attorney Mike McCann.
The word evil doesn't come up very often. It just doesn't. Guilty, not guilty. Did he do it, didn't he do it? Culpability, yes. But not often evil, because evil is almost a moral issue. That word came up with Dahmer. You couldn't help see what he did. Innocent people, strangers, to take for a couple of hours of sex, to take a human being's life. That's so evil, so evil.
Dahmer's case made headlines across the world after the details of his grisly confession were leaked.
A New York Times reporter compromised the integrity of a worker at our building and got a copy of the confession. It was a detailed 38-page confession, so the details of the gory things he had done, again, captured people's interest. So that's how it rapidly became a matter of intense interest.
The confession outlined the life of a deranged serial killer. After murdering Stephen Hicks and desecrating his body in 1978, Dahmer didn't kill again for 9 years. After dropping out of Ohio State University after just one semester, he was spending most of his days drinking until his father urged him to enlist in the US Army.
The alcohol continued as a theme when he joined the army and he moved to Germany. One of his former colleagues remembers him just sitting in his room drinking gin all day long, not even leaving his room to eat. So there was a real dependency on alcohol.
In 1981, 21-year-old Dahmer was discharged from the army after his drinking rendered him incapable of serving. After spending a month sleeping rough on the beaches of Florida, he returned to Ohio. But his father had had enough and shipped him off to start a new life in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
He was sent to live with his grandmother, who was the one adult apparently he had, something approaching, a normal affection for. I was there. He really embarked on this career of horror.
By 1986, Dahmer had been arrested a couple of times for exposing himself in public, once in front of a group of children. The hopeless alcoholic had managed to find work at a local chocolate factory in Milwaukee and was frequenting gay bars and bathhouses.
I think being homosexual affected Dahmer in two ways. Firstly, it was a source of shame for him because it was quite a stigmatized social identity at the time. But also, it enabled him an opportunity when it came to his killing behavior. So being homosexual at this time, it was something that happened in the shadows. It was something that happened underground, and this was the ideal place for someone like him to go hunting.
It was this exposure to the gay scene that seemed to reawaken the dark sexual urges inside of him. And by September 1987, over 9 years since the murder of Stephen Hicks, Jeffrey Dahmer was ready to kill again.
His idea was to drug people and keep them with him so that they wouldn't answer back to him, they wouldn't argue with him, they wouldn't fight him, they would stay with him. That's what he wanted. He wanted companionship. So he would go to the bars on Milwaukee's near South Side, and he would have conversations with people in these bars. And when he was talking to these people, these prospective victims, he would say, "So what was it like when you came out? How was your family about it?